Welcome back to Robin Minds. Before we went on the break, we were having a conversation about leadership and, of course, how citizens can emulate the right kind of leadership and how we should lead our daily lives. Right about now, we want to talk about Nigeria. Nigeria is facing a complex mix of economic, social, and security challenges that are testing the resilience of its people and its institution. Inflation is eroding purchasing power, unemployment remains stubbornly high, and poverty continues to affect millions, despite various government interventions. Insecurity ranging from banditry to insurgency persists from across different regions in this country. And while we trust in public institutions and the electoral process, sometimes the electoral process sometimes remains fragile. So we just really want to talk about creating, maintaining, and upgrading infrastructure specifically in this country. And joining me in the studio is a maritime business owner, Chibo Ebuka. Welcome to the program.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So we want to talk about infrastructure, right? But I'm gonna get back to you, right? I'm gonna get back to you right now. So getting back to what we just talked about, we really need to take the infrastructural development of Nigeria very seriously, because we see leaders that would come out and say we're going to use a certain amount of money to actually develop infrastructure, and then they get after they get the funds, you see that they underuse the fund, and at the end of the day we're being given something that is not standard, and then 2 years down the line, 6 months down the line, they get back to saying that we need this certain amount of money to actually do the same thing that we took monies to do. So we're going to go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll discuss this in details with our guest in the studio. Robin Mind continues after this break.
Stay connected to the world with Channels TV Podcast and get all the trending stories. Simply log on to channelstv.com, click on podcast, select the program of your choice, and listen. Our podcast is available on Apple, Google, and Spotify. Tap the expertise you trust. Touch the stories that touch you. Anytime, anywhere.
Welcome back to Robin Minds. We're still discussing infrastructure in Nigeria. The numbers are scary. The FCC minister, Nyesom Wike, spent 39 billion naira to renovate the ICC, the International Conference Center. New Third Mainland Bridge earmarked 3.6 trillion. And the old renovation was done at about 21 billion naira about 9 months ago. The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road, 4 billion naira per kilometer. So, I have a guest in the studio, maritime business owner, Chibo Ebuka.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
These numbers are scary, to say the least.
Okay.
Because how did we renovate the Third Mainland Bridge 9 months ago at a whopping 21 billion? And now, we want to spend 3.6 trillion on the bridge again.
Okay, so I guess I'll say something. When it comes to Nigeria, because of how badly our government in quote has been doing, when they do something right, I think we don't still see it. For you, the amount sounds outrageous, but it's not really outrageous. You're aware of the whole thing that happened in the Maryland Bridge in the US with the ship crashing the bridge? You know how much it used to fix that bridge? It's just a portion that you're fixing. Not to talk about the $100 million that was spent in taking out the debris, but they're using almost $2 billion to fix just that portion alone. Now convert that money in Naira. So it's not far-fetched. It's not far-fetched at all.
So you're trying to tell us that the numbers, the amount of money earmarked for this project are the exact amounts being spent.
What's the longest bridge in West Africa? The Todd Mainland Bridge. So if you're fixing the entire Todd Mainland Bridge with reinforcements and level the entire thing with that amount alone, and they're fixing just, did you see the portion that was crashed with the ship in Maryland? It was very little, and they're using $2 billion.
Bridge in Nigeria.
And that's what I'm telling you.
My question was, this bridge was renovated 9 months ago. So it now seeks to ask the fundamental question. So the renovation that was done 9 months ago, so were the materials used substandard? Why do we need to renovate it again?
I feel like the bridge was opened prematurely. If you remember, there was a lot of talks and everything. Everyone opened the bridge. We're suffering. We can't get to work. There's only majorly 2 bridges, the Echo Bridge and the Todd Mainland Bridge, used to connect the island to the mainland. So I think it was opened prematurely. I don't think they were done with everything they ought to have done.
No, it wasn't opened prematurely. It was opened when it was supposed to be opened.
No, it was.
And we saw how we applauded the renovation.
No,
and as we speak right now, maintenance has been a big issue because even some of the traffic lights that were fixed before are no longer working.
On the Todd Mainland Bridge?
On the Todd Mainland Bridge.
There's no traffic light on the Todd Mainland Bridge?
Pardon me, the street lights, that's what I wanted to say, pardon me.
With the solar panels. They are working, but they're not working fully. And now they were supposed to not just fix the potholes, which was the major problem people thought with the Todd Mainland Bridge, but then that Todd Mainland Bridge, the main problem was the reinforcements into the water itself, with the line piping and everything. So that's what they want to do now.
Okay, so let's even get back, we're going to get back to that conversation, but let's talk about the present leadership. And yes, full subsidy was removed. Rightly so. A lot of people would agree. However, we have not seen the effects on the masses. Why is that?
So again, I feel like it's easy to not be so happy with the government with their track record. But just recently, this year, we paid up $3.4 billion to the IMF. We're considered debt-free. I don't know if you knew about that. That's the first time that has almost ever happened. So you can say that that entire money went to that. And now, when there's no government, I think everybody who contested for presidency, all of them stated that they were going to take away subsidy. It's one thing that you cannot keep. You can't be paying subsidy in hopes to grow as a nation. It's not possible. So they will all take away subsidy. And the honest truth about it is that the growth that they're going to make and the money they would save will not be seen with visual eyes.
Where would it be seen? Because
it will be seen
let me
by
give you the
paying of loans.
statistics. 21% inflation as of July 2025, right? Food inflation rose 22.74% from July. And in June, it was 21.9%, right? Out of school children, 10.2 million primary school age children are out of school. More alarming figures bring the total to 18.95 million out of school children, all right? Now, northern states like Kano, Katsina, Jigawa account for over 3 million primary age children not in school. So, Phil, of course, we all know the politics that went down in the petroleum sector. And how Dangote had to constantly say, oh, we want to sell fuel at a cheaper rate, but this is what's happening with the cabal. This is what happened with the oil sector, allegedly. You know, so now fuel is still very expensive. Transportation is still at an all-time high. The citizens are not feeling it.
You're clearly a smart person, so I'd ask you this. If you want to grow a nation, if you want to grow anything that's already having a problem, what do? Do you pad it? Do you patch it? No, you break it down to the floor. All right. And you start again.
So we break it down to the floor. However, as a leader, I would share the pain of the people. We cut down the cost of governance. Why does a senator need to have about 30 cars as part of their convoys? Why? Look at the allocation. We never heard of a reduction in their salaries. We never heard of a cut down in the government expenditure.
You never heard it, but there was.
Please, enlighten us.
There was.
No, enlighten Nigerians.
And the 30 cars you're talking about, you see those 30 cars, it's not the government. It can be from their own personal money.
No, no, no.
It can
It
be.
is right there in the National Assembly's budget.
No.
It is not hidden. It is
No.
clearly stated.
Maybe after this
and
you
let's not
show
even
me.
talk about the fact that even if they want to purchase cars, we have the innocent that produces locally made cars, locally made vehicles. But would rather just, patronize the Toyotas as opposed to trying to bring the money back into the economy.
Innocent right now, almost every force person, Navy, the Army, the Marines, everyone, they're using mostly innocent cars. I would have you know that. The judges, everyone, even the government, they all have innocent cars.
So are you
they're not going to patronize them in 100%.
That there has not been an increase in government spending, an increase in government expenditure? Have we not borrowed? Is this government not the highest borrowing government ever?
It is.
Why?
It
so
is.
if we're saving money from fuel subsidy, why are we borrowing so much?
It wasn't, fuel subsidy was not the only leakage. There was a lot of other things to be done. Do you understand? A lot of other sectors that are not being tapped into. Agriculture, for instance. There are already incentives, a lot of things that's going to be done there. There's energy, there's maritime. Do you understand it? So there are already things that you're doing in the long run and long scale, which would not be manifested. I don't know who can be president that would ever, it's not magic. It would not be manifested in 2 years, even 4 years. Do you understand it? So I think we should not be sentimental in the whole thing. I take, for instance, I acknowledge, and you're right, and saying how difficult the country is for everyone and this and this. It's exactly what it is. But just like I said, if you want to fix a broken economy, you have to start from the scratch. And maybe somewhere we can be touched to trust in the process. The answer now is, can you trust in the process?
Well, from a personal point of view, I would really love to trust the process. However, I just believe that communication is very important, and I feel like this present government have not been able to communicate properly. Reasons being that, I'm not just talking about verbal communication. I'm talking about body language.
Yes.
You need to be able to show that you can make sacrifices as well.
True.
So we understand where the nation was. We understood the need for the removal of subsidy. But all I'm saying is, as a leader, you need to be able to show the citizens that you are not alone in this. And the same way we expect you to bear the brunt of it, we should also bear the brunt of it. Or at least show you that we are trying our best to bear the brunt of this as well. Cut down the cost of governance. Cut down the number of officials. You see a government official having 10 SAs, 10 PAs, I feel like there's
it's not the same everywhere in the world.
There's a lot of waste in the government. There's a lot of waste. But you know what? We're going to get back to that conversation because, of course, there are other areas I feel like we should also concentrate on, like the environment, maritime. We see that we're having issues of flooding in different parts of Nigeria. Our waters are polluted. What do you think should really be done in that sector?
Like I mentioned earlier, I said, let's not be sentimental about a lot of things. The government is not going to do magic. I feel like it starts from everybody. The problem with this country is not solely the government. The people play a very big role in the entire thing as a whole. Now, you'd see on the road, I'm sure you're aware, you see people chew bananas, biscuit wrappers, everything, throw it into the water. Even new gutters, properly cleaned, they will throw it into there. Even with fines written above, 50,000 naira fine, they will throw it into there. When the rain comes, the flood will start. That's for the minimal flood. Now, if you're talking about the bigger one, natural disasters, I think even powerful countries as the US still face that till today. But there's nothing anyone can do about it. The only thing you can do as the government, just like the US would probably do, is with FEMA, making sure that the agencies that will take care of those people after these things happen, they are properly done. Do you understand it? And you're sure that the below average man would benefit from it and his life will not be entirely destroyed and he has to start afresh. You understand it? But I don't think that's something that the government has a control over. Because if, for instance, you see them beaten, okay, Wike was destroying houses that were built atop drainage ways. What did the people say? They were not happy about it. But what he's doing is going to be beneficial in the long run. But like I said, we are very sentimental with the way we think. Do you get this? So at the end of the day, rather than always blaming the government for every little thing, I feel like on our own, we can actually think for ourselves and think the change starts with you. How do I make my country better? Do you understand it?
Yeah, totally. Now, do you also think that we're utilizing our waterways as much as we should? Because I feel like that could be an alternative means of transportation. So how do you think we can be able to improve infrastructure in that area?
So we are already utilizing our waterways.
I'm aware.
Lagos is overly connected by water. You can go from Festac to Apapa to where like Ikorodu. You can go to Lekki. You can go to Badore, Naja.
Yeah, but the question is how safe?
It's very safe. How many times do you hear an accident on the water? When an accident happens, it makes the news because it's not common. Do you understand it? With how many times you hear of an accident on the road? It happens almost every other Tuesday. Do you understand it? So I think for another thing, again, even when you even come down to business on water, people think of business on water as big man business. Nobody wants to go into it. If I ask you how much you think a boat is, you probably don't know. If I ask you how much you think a dredger is, you probably don't know. If I ask you how much you think a tugboat is, you probably don't know. So it's that type of thing where I think we should broaden our minds, put it into your everyday cost of living.
All right.
You understand it? If you're coming to work now, you might say for 12, you're supposed to get in for 12, you're getting in for 1, and then they say, oh, what happened? You say Lagos traffic, and it's supposed to be understandable. But if you use the boat, probably in 20 minutes, you're there. And it's already there. Right now, Sanwo-Olu them opened the Omni bus. I don't know if you know about it. It's a boat that carries almost about 20-something people, basically, and they released like how many of them. The A1 series for the first time ever is coming to Africa in Lagos. It's going to be the first time, and it's on water. So you understand it? So we're doing so well. We're doing so well.
Thank you so much for coming on the program.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Robbie Mind will continue after this break. Stay with us.